try out some Red Dead Redemption 2. Let's just get this bad boy turned on. Alright, let's get this sucker open. I mean, I know I'm gonna have to update it for like a half an hour, but still, let's just get this. What the heck is this? Data disk. And the play disk? Insert play disk second. Insert data disk first. What the heck is a data disk? Alright, that's a download code for some DLC, and this is a map of the game area. Like, okay, I guess, but like, what's the point of the data disk? Like, seriously? All the update stuff is on an entire disk of space? Like, does anyone remember these days? Like, does anyone remember the days of when you just pop open a box, pull out the game, and then pop it in your PlayStation, and then that's it? It played and it was fine? A data disk? You serious with me? So it's not enough now that you have to wait sometimes an hour for every single download and update to install on your PS4. But no, they have an entire disk's worth of data and information here that you must pop into the console first before playing the real game. Okay, let's just do it. Let's pop in the data disk. You know, it's nonsense like this that makes me understand why people do that whole PC master race thing, which I, for one, cannot stand. Oh my lord. 89 gigs on the disk. That's practically, like, isn't that almost like a terabyte? I mean, that's half of a computer. How much space needs to be put on one disk of data to make a game worth playing? And look at the amount of time it's going to take to download. Like, 51 minutes for the data disk. So, that's an hour. And then 110 minutes for all the disk data. So, that's 2 hours. Welcome to Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, this is it, folks. This is the thrill of modern gaming. Spending 2 hours sitting on a futon, waiting for all the data on the disk to get downloaded into the console. I mean, like, honestly, though, like, I can't even say the PC Master Race thing now, because 89 gigs of anything is excessive, right? Like, I couldn't even run this on my computer if I had the space for it. That's the trouble with some Rockstar games. Their games, like, take up a mega ton of space. Like, for example, I wanted to try to play GTA 5 on my PC, because I have never gotten the chance to play it. But the thing is that I use my computer all the time for storing all of my files and videos and music library and a bunch of things that I've collected over, like, the past 5 years. And it gets to a point where I just don't simply have the space to put a game like GTA 5 on there. You know, I would have to do this console thing if I wanted to play it, and I feel like that's kind of missing out on the point, because these days the reason why people would go back to a game like GTA 5 is to do the online stuff. But I can't do the online stuff because I can't download the game to any of my computers, because I just simply don't have enough space on my computers to fit the game in. Well, strap yourselves in, folks. It's a whirlwind of excitement here. My glasses are dirty. I'm going to go clean them. Now, I was born in 96. I'm 23 now, so I was born in the age of, I guess, the Nintendo 64, though that was a bit pre my time. And mine was sort of the PlayStation 2, original Xbox, GameCube era. That was my generation. You know, crazy thing, when we were able to buy ourselves a new game from wherever we could get a game. Normally it was the video game rental place. You know, you'd go to Blockbuster and you'd rent a game, and if you really liked it, then maybe you'd go to the game store and try to buy yourself a copy. But, you know, we used to just be able to turn on our video game consoles and just pop in the disc and play the game. Because, you know, you think to yourself, like, okay, you spend all the time anyway. If you're really, excited and pumped for the game, you spend, whatever, however many months it is from first announcement through the promotion into when the game finally gets released. Then, from there, you spend the extra, you know, half an hour, 15 minutes, however long it takes for you to drive to the game store. You spend the $60 to get the game, and then you come home, you pop it in the system, and it tells you that you've got at least 40 minutes left to actually play the game. You think the kids today, like, have the patience to sit for the hour and a half it takes to play the game they want to play? I mean, I get it. The game is rated M, but, Lucas is messaging us about D&D. You guys remember Lucas? He was on the channel. Like, he recently was part of Nick's Smash Bros. Series, and, he was originally one of the members of SOC, like, in its first iteration. If you really know your history, then you know that he was with me and Nick on our first Let's Play show. He's trying to get me and Nick and John and Rob in a D&D thing. We've been starting it up, and it's been fun so far, though I've never played D&D before, so it's, like, very, very confusing to me. They put out a new trailer for Aladdin, everyone's favorite live-action remake. We got the time. Let's take a look at this. It's like both highly stylized, but also like, I don't know. I'll give credit where credit is due. I mean, I've not been big into the Disney live action remakes of everything, especially the Disney Renaissance films. They're not old enough for me to really say that they're worth remaking. But, I don't know. They're doing Aladdin with, like, an actually Arabic cast, and I think that's probably a wise option. Though Will Smith just sticks out like a sore thumb. And if Gilbert Gottfried isn't coming back to reprise his role as Iago, I'm gonna be highly disappointed.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
I don't know. I don't see how this can function. Is the mic picking me up, by the way? Is the mic actually picking me up? Is this recording on the correct mic, or is this not recording on the correct mic? Tell me. The levels are so low. That's crazy. What's this about? That's the thing. I don't like the Blue Yeti mic is nice, but boy, is it, like, oddly sensitive. And sensitive only in so much as, like, certain vowel consonants and things like that are, like, really heavily picked up by it.
I could just make you a prince.
Oh, no.
Y'all see my palace?
Okay, what the hell is that? See, now I feel like the humor is coming from, instead of it being Robin Williams being the center of the humor, it's now Will Smith being a sort of vehicle for other people to be funny. It's one of the better Disney songs. Though most of them I think are pretty overrated. End of May. I don't know. It's better than the other trailers I've seen, but I'm still not overly impressed. Not the Wi-Fi network connection again. I hope that doesn't affect anything. If I had to keep downloading all this info and then my internet was cutting out like it has been recently, then, whoo boy. It's a sunny day too. You know, and if it wasn't so cold out, because I'm taping this like in the middle of March, so it's like still winter really, but man, if it wasn't as cold out as it was, I would just go outside. I'd say forget this. You know what? I need a drink. And if you come along with me, I'll show you how it's done. Let's go. What's up, children? It's me, Guy Fieri, and I'm here to show you how to make my favorite cocktail. Now, by all accounts, this is not YouTube advertiser friendly material. They do not like the use or ingestion of substances of any kind, even though what I'm doing is not illegal. I am of legal age, I'm 23, and this is an M-rated video. But you know, got like 20 some subscribers, and I honestly don't really care. So, here is how we're gonna make my favorite cocktail, the Orange Dreamsicle, or at least a subtle variation of the Orange Dreamsicle. Now, what you will need for this is just a nice old cocktail shaker, and for those of you who aren't trained in the art fashion of making drinks, such as myself, a nice little measuring cup couldn't hurt, whipped cream, some orange Curaçao liqueur, and some Smirnoff vanilla vodka, which I do not have because I ran out of it. But you do not actually need it, really. I mean, the vanilla vodka helps sort of, I don't want to say sweeten the drink, but it sort of helps add to the sort of creamy like flavor and texture of the whole thing. But in reality, you could just use the whipped cream for it. It does exactly the same job. And if you wanted a bit more tangy and a bit more orangey, I would just say run with the orange Curaçao anyway. It pretty much is. What's gonna make this drink as smooth as it is really going to be the whipped cream and how much of that you use. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our cocktail shaker here. We're gonna load it up. Italian ice. But we're not Italian. So instead, we're just gonna be using Arctic ice. I normally use about 6 ice cubes, but then that's just based off of the shape of the ice cubes I'm using. There really is no distinct measurement of ice. There is, however, a distinct measurement of drinks. Now, if I had the Smirnoff vanilla vodka with me, I would say to you, pour in 3 1/4 ounces of the vanilla vodka, but I do not have that, so instead we're just going to use the orange Curaçao liqueur. So this is about, there we go, 3 1/4. Yeah, 3 1/4. In we go. Now, this is where you would normally put in the orange Curaçao liqueur, which I've already done, but we're just gonna use more. use more. And normally just use about 1/4, like an ounce and 1/4 of orange Curaçao liqueur. This is how much would usually be used, but I'm overdoing it as usual. Next, you want to pretty much fill up the rest of the cocktail shaker with whipped cream, because the whipped cream is what's going to make this tolerable to drink. That security system doesn't work. Come on. Come on now. Just, I beat you at your game, Ready Whip. Thought you could stop me from drinking at 1 in the afternoon? It's spring break and I'm 23. I'll be as hedonistic as I wish. Fill up the rest of the cocktail shaker with all the whipped cream. I like to smooth it in, because then you can kind of get it into the crevices. Put the lid on your cocktail shaker here and start giving it some good vigorous shakes. This is your alcoholic maraca. Just let it loose. Now, what I like to do is I like to take the opportunity while I am shaking vigorously to get my glass and load it up with some more ice cubes, because you're going to want to serve this on ice. I normally use 4, but for this glass I'll use 3, because that's how I'm feeling at this very moment. Lift lid, top lid and strain it into the glass. I don't know if you can see that. Let me move that. Now, as you can see here, this has got a kind of orange brownish tint to it. It normally won't. Normally, if you're using the vanilla vodka, the whipped cream and the vodka will overpower the orange Caracho, and it will be a very white, milky kind of drink. But this is fine too. It's like an alternative thing. If I'd known that I was going to be doing this today, I would have probably gotten the full ingredient list. But what can you do? Now, this is a purely optional addition. You don't need it if you don't want it, but as a nice sort of garnish to the drink, if you so wish, you get yourself an orange and a knife, slash. Cut yourself off a nice little orange slice here. I've got pre-cut orange already. I'm gonna try to clear this cutting table. It's very dirty. Just put that on the side of the glass. And there you go. Now be careful, always drink responsibly, of course, as I am probably contracted by law to say. And know as well that this is a very smooth drink. It's very enjoyable to have. The whipped cream makes it nice and smooth and creamy. But it packs a punch. This is not something to be taken lightly. It will surprisingly affect you in a major way if you're not prepared. So just be careful, drink responsibly, know your limits, don't drink and drive, don't solicit sex unless you really need to. Fuck. And enjoy. Now I'm certain that as I go back upstairs to continue with doing my job, these downloads will still be in process. Alright, so, got my drink here now, and according to the TV, I've got about a minute left, which I don't know if that's just the data disk, or if that's all disk data, because according to this, I've got 39 seconds left now, but that's like only half the bar. And I don't know what the second half of that bar means. So either I'm about to begin playing the game now for real, or we still got a ways to go. So let's find out, shall we, whether or not I'm actually about to do something at this very moment. Ready to install? Are you insane? Okay, so now by, I guess, inserting the data disk, we've brought things up on the PlayStation 4 to a level where now we're ready to actually install the game. Whoo boy, okay, let's go, kids, let's roll. Okay, so I've just inserted the play disc now, which is another 63 minutes left to download everything. So this is another part of the prime years of my life completely wasted. Do you guys know I can play the guitar? I can. You ever hear this song? Again, vibe about the shape I'm in. I can't sing, I ain't pretty, and my legs are thin. But don't ask me what I think of you. I might not give the answer that you want me to. Oh well. And there's this one, which is always fun to play on D, 12 string. I've just seen her face, I can't forget the time or place when we first met. She's just a girl for me. I want all the world to see we've met. Another day I might have looked the other way and I'd have loved you. But as it is, I'll dream of her tonight. Falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Oh, falling, yes I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. And this one goes out to Rob Clifford. Ah, good. Only 30 seconds left. Well, it's about damn time. I've been waiting here for like 2 hours. Well, I guess it's finally time, folks. Now, after all that wait, and after all that nothing, here it is. It's time for us finally to start playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Let's go.